Alright, I know I haven't been live in a minute. Give me 1 second. Alright, there we go. Yo, Jay, what's good? Alright, so, alright. I know I haven't been live in like a minute. Alright. Obviously, I want to play on run. I've been doing great. I've been chilling. Don't want to play Grounded or Survivor. Yeah, I'll do Grounded. Alright, I've been great. I've been chilling. Even though I'm not gonna lie, in the video that I made yesterday, I'm not gonna lie. And here's the thing, Terry is the perfect literal comparison. But people keep just jumping it out of like regards whenever it doesn't work. That's the thing, is that people don't understand that Terry and Miles, their similarities, like they learn by watching, and they learn by being smart, and they pretty much learn, because literally, I kid you not, Miles flat out said, so he must not like electricity, as soon as Peter said that he doesn't like water. So there's like a lot of comparisons, and that's just why I think it should be comparable. Like, everybody's trying to think of like the perfect thing, and people are saying that, like, how on earth does that work? Quick and clean. At least that's what I think. A lot of people just sit here and think that, but like, I'm not really thinking.
What? It's Brooke!
Oh no, what? What?
She's fucking dead! Spread out, let's go! Watch yourselves.
But it says, why is Miles fighting Venom? For that sounds out of line. I know, that's what I'm saying. There's a reason as to why. There's already a connection there. Especially if you pay close attention to what Venom says in a certain line of dialogue. There we go, Jesse! They love the D.R. Peter so much. Exactly. So if that's the case, then the same thing needs to be said for Batman. You don't see nobody complaining about Terry. Which is why I brought up the Joker comparison.
What? I think I heard them. Come with me. Let's check.
Go, I'll watch your back. You see anything?
I think we're good.
There's a reason why I bought up the freaking. There's a reason why I bought up the Joker. That's the reason why I bought up Batman Beyond fighting Joker, and nobody doesn't want to get that comparison. So, because to me, like the same thing needs to be said. Because to me, the same thing needs to be said for if Bruce Wayne is Batman, then the same thing needs to be said for Terry as Batman. Because like, if you really want to compare their story, if you really want to say that, then let's go ahead and keep that exact same energy for everything else then. And trust me, for Batman, there's literally a lot. But you know, I'm not gonna go into details on that because there's literally Nightwing has become Batman at one point. Damian's also been Robin at one point. Oh, and by the way, Dallas, how are you doing? Welcome to the stream. How are you doing? I haven't seen you in a minute. How you been?
Got anything?
I don't see anything.
This is bad.
Yeah, no cap. How you doing? Ooh, hold on. Pop.
God.
I don't want to.
Forward!
Push in!
I don't want to use a pipe bomb here. Chilling. Pre-order Rise of Ronin. I haven't pre-ordered Rise of Ronin yet.
Got you now!
Oh, yes. Superheroes having sidekicks are lame to me. I mean, you do got a point. You see the idea about Goblin? I saw that. Willem gets caught lacking because I know I've seen I know that I saw one where he's wearing a whole bunch of product, and I was like, you know that he doesn't get caught. Oh, and by the way, chat, that reminds me, we gotta check out the Rise of Ronin stuff today too. Was it? Ooh, nice. By the way, chat, we still need to check out. Does anybody want me to check out the Rise of Ronin stuff? Because I haven't even checked out the Rise of Ronin stuff yet. Well, I mean, I only saw like I only saw like a minute of the story trailer, and then I only saw like. I want to say I saw a little bit of like how it's gonna go, but I do want to check out some more Rise. 3 days left. Ooh, I gotta pre-order that by ooh, I think I know when I'm gonna pre-order it. How's the combat though? Actually, no, I already know how the combat's gonna go, but like I want to check out the combat for Rise, because to me, I'm not gonna lie, I'm already sold for the combat already. And to be honest, it looks like it's. And to be honest, and I'm gonna be honest, I've heard a lot of people say that it looks like it's a PS3 game, or that it looks like it was made for PS3. I don't see how it's made for PS3 when they're looking at the game from a video that's condensed down to 1080p 60 frame. But that was brutal. Oh, the combat's been brutal. Games. That's the reason why I usually either wait. That's the reason why for me sometimes I'll wait like a like a month. Oh no. No, 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 no. She keeps. I'm sorry. Let me go ahead and actually say what. I'm sorry. This is sound crazy for what I'm about to say right now. Every single time whenever I get Dina as a holdout partner, it is a nightmare. So yeah, we're gonna do assault. I think Woody created his character yesterday. Wait, what game was Woody playing yesterday? Because I left to go to News to Astonish to stream. Ronin and GTA 6. Ronin, I feel like Ronin is gonna probably be one of my favorite games this year. It's between Ronin and, or it's between Rise of Ronin and Stellar Blade. I know that I'm wanting to play Stellar Blade for reasons. Well, there's other reasons. So Stellar is one of my favorite games here. Rise is instantly there. We've heard by the end of the year, that's my guess. I'm thinking that too. And on top of that, I have been seeing a lot of the GTA 6 leaks, but I'm not gonna mention any of the leaks because thank you for killing me because I was literally unprepared. It was Dragon Dog. It was Dragon Dogma. I haven't played Dragon's Dogma yet. The combat does look good though from what I saw. Wait, the demo? Hold on a minute. Hold on a second. There's a demo for it right now. Hold up, which one's the demo? Wait, first of all, I'm surprised that people still play this. Okay. Dragon's Dogma, hold on a minute. There was a demo? Oh yeah, we're playing. Oh yeah, I gotta play that tonight. But I wanna get Rise and Ronin before it drops. We still gonna get the Stellar Blade demo? I don't know if we're gonna get the Stellar Blade demo. I wanna know when we're getting the Stellar Blade demo. Cause I guess the person that got I guess when the demo accidentally went, okay, so what I heard was, or at least from what I've heard or like read or whatever, the demo dropped randomly and it was an accident. And then the person that got the demo, or at least the people that got the demo, got to keep it. So I was like, hold on a minute, they got to keep the demo? But anyways, how y'all been though? I need the Stellar Blade demo. I want Rise of Ronin so bad, which I'm planning to get this week. And a lot of people are actually gonna probably be on the fence about this, even though I really, really do not really care about it. I actually want to play some Death Stranding.
You won't escape.
Oh, hell.
Yo, Jesse, I'm not gonna lie, you kind of play like Abby, bruh. not too soon. Whoa!
Damn it.
I forgot each of them has increased speed.
Here!
Okay, cool. I'll wait in this corner. I've been playing Days Gone again recently. Nice. I started playing Days Gone probably 3 weeks ago. Well, probably last week. And I'm not gonna lie, the story is underrated. It's so underrated because, like, I was thinking, like, okay, so there's no way. I was like thinking to myself, I was like, okay, there's no way that it can't be this good, right? And I started playing it, and I was like, oh, it's actually really good. Or into the story for Days Gone. I think I'm at the Ripper chapter right now. I think I'm about to fight the Rippers. Actually, no, wait, no. Hold up. I'm at the part where you have to find some more stuff about Sarah. Or at least where you have to, or at least, hold up. Yeah, I'm at the part where you have to put where you have to put a tracker on the helicopter for O'Brien. Days Gone story is long. Yeah, that is very true. My only problem here's my only problem with the combat. I like the motorcycle combat. I love the motorcycle combat. But my only issue so far, at least from what I've seen, is that the stealth is low-key kind of buggy. That's probably like the only thing I can say is that the stealth is kind of buggy. Enemies drop bombs on death. Those are probably like the only two issues that I have, or the stealth is a little bit buggy.
Got anything? Area's clear.
Think we got this.
I got your back. Think that's them? I'll go see what's up. Hey, upstairs. Look, it's them! There! There!
Data! Block them all!
Roger that!
That was probably the only thing that I can say is that it was really buggy with the stealth. Thunder 3 is probably coming out in 2028. I wouldn't be surprised if it comes out in 2028. And on top of that, I want, and this is what I'm going to say, I need Sony to remove the shackles off of Goblin. I need them to do that. I need them to go, I need them to just say, hey, we're going to yank everything off. Let them cook. I need them to flat out let them cook with Goblin. I need them going balls to wall with ideas. Like, I need them to do that. I need them to go balls to wall for Goblin. Like, I want to see, and yes, I'm going to say this. I want to see something like No Way Home. Goblin Carnage. I don't want Carnage. Carnage would be great, though. I would love to see Carnage, since a lot of people are saying since Carnage is going to be in the game, they probably might do Red Goblin, but I don't want Red Goblin, though. I feel like Red Goblin's going to be, I don't know. I hope they cancel the Venom game. I mean, I've thought of like a few ways that it could work, but nearly all of them end up with Harry getting anti-venom. At least like a few things end up with anti-venom being involved and Harry being anti-venom. I would love to have Black Cat in the game again. Now they did leak Beetle, yes, they did. Yes, the menu did kind of leak Beetle.
That could be. By that truck! I'm on it!
Skylar! Push forward!
Copy that!
Get the fuck off there! Alan! Please don't!
Let's go! In here!
No, we're not. No, I'm not in here. Oh, of course you have a... You think I care about this encounter, dog?
All right.
I couldn't get to the save. I gotta beat it 5 times. Why why would they want to fumble the story again, and it was already fumbled the first time? Exactly, that's the thing. But after playing it all, I actually understand Harry as Venom, and it works because like the motivations were there, and I actually do like the motivations that were there. But I wouldn't want them to fumble with Goblin. If they fumble with Goblin, a lot of people are gonna be like, "So you fumbled with Goblin?" Just that's why I'm like, I need Sony to at least take the shackles off. Like, please. She-Venom should have been Marvel Spider-Man 3. I did see a picture of She-Venom. I think MJ was supposed to get it at one point, and it wasn't supposed to be. She wasn't supposed to be Scream, because I saw concept art of MJ with Venom on her, so they thought about it. And Spider-Gwen, I don't want Spider-Gwen next game. I'm gonna be honest. Yeah, it would be cool, but like we got Silk there, and if anything, like I would love to see Gwen in Spider-Man 3. Yes. Me personally, I think it's too late for She-Venom. That is true. They could do Gwenom, but if they're gonna do Gwenom, the only way I can see them doing Gwenom is if there's another version of Venom somewhere. Oh god, we're on this side where the windows are. Okay, yeah, we're dead.
With you.
I hate this part of the map. And it's
Damn it!
Oh, invisible infected. No wonder why. It was invisible. They should have delayed Spider-Man 2 for 2024, and they would have been able to do more. They would have been able to do more symbiotes, and people wouldn't think the game is mid. Honestly, I saw the symbiotes they had planned. I really don't want a repeat of God of War, because like that would be like saying that they would have had Carnage for post game, and we've been going around. At least what I'm thinking, like we would have been going around fighting Valkyries just to have Carnage as the final boss. Like we would have had to go around fighting all of them, and then that would be kind of like a repeat of God of War. We have to beat them all, and after that we go to fight Carnage for the and that would be like that, and I'm pretty sure that no one wants that. But I'm not gonna lie, I do like the idea, but after fighting Gnaw and Sigrid in God of War 2018 and God of War Ragnarok, that would kind of be a little bit problematic. I think Harry's gonna recover and go after Peter and Miles again. There's a possibility. Oh, and by the way, chat, question. By the way, chat, I got a question for y'all. Alright, so I don't know what to play. Well, aside from Days Gone. I've been trying to figure out another game to play other than Rise. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of running out of ideas. I really want to replay God of War Ragnarok on Gimme God of War, but if Miles carries speed and carries speed again, I'll actually laugh. I never did. Liza P? Ooh. Liza P is fire. I did play Liza P. I want to replay it though.
Jesus.
Y'all really love the word move up, don't you? I don't see Miles carrying Peter. Well, at least until
Over here.
Mink.
I'll find you.
I'm playing Helldivers 2. Helldivers 2 is great. Oh, and by the way, chat, that reminds me, we got like a lot of videos. I want to watch Salvage's new video. Well, technically speaking, he's been posting that video, but I need to check out Salvage's new video, and I'm trying to see who else posted a video. We already saw Evan's video, which honestly, Evan's video was heat. No one cannot tell me that Evan's video was heat.
Whoa. In there. Push forward.
God dang, I feel like I'm fighting Deadshot.
Let's go.
This is raising Caboose. I need to check out Caboose's video.
Start a sweep.
Since he was rating all of the Insom games. I already know that I check out Salvage today. And I think the random one's probably going to be something random because I do want to check out some Rise. So do you think they will follow with Miles being the main Spider-Man in the future?
Here.
Might. Well, they have to because it's logical. Or no more, or I think they'll do it. It makes logical sense. It makes logical sense because, like, it would be very interesting instead of us having Peter. Who do you think with the Goblin Serum? I think Norman will probably get the Goblin Serum first, but Harry getting the Goblin Serum is possible because that would be two goblins. But like the only way I could see that happening is Ox can give Norman the messed up one. Or Peter will be a side character. I don't think Peter will be a side character. Well, I can see Peter retiring. By the way, Drew, what's going on? I can see Peter retiring in 3. You know, give him a kid. Heck, a lot of people will say that it doesn't make any sense. A lot of people say that, and a lot of people hate. A lot of people might not like what I'm about to say, and I'm going to flat out say it. As you guys know, I'm a huge Superior Spider-Man fan. Ock, literally, I kid you not, Ock made Peter's life better. I'm going to say this. When Ock was in Peter's body, he made his life better. Most, and a lot of people don't know this, most of the stuff that Peter has, mostly, at least, like, some of it, like, from at least, like, the stuff that I've seen from Superior, it makes a lot of sense because I could see Peter getting Parker Industries or in some cases, actually no, have Peter retire, give him Mayday, have Peter get a family at the end, and making Miles go and making Miles be the main one. By default, Peter's still going to be around. He's just not going to be Spider-Man. Too many people love. Too many people. Oh, I love Spectacular too. Spectacular's oh my god, the black suit fight when he was sleeping. Too many people love Peter being the main Spider-Man way too much. They also don't. They also don't know. They also don't. They also don't love it when. They also don't love it when characters have character development. That's the thing. You have to have character development. Peter taking a break is character development. I'm sorry. I'm literally surprised at the freaking thing that he said he can't dodge. So. I think Peter's daughter. I think Peter having a daughter is gonna really be like that. Exactly. And on top of that, think about that for a second.
Ready.
If we really think about that, notice how Yuri became Wraith in the DLC, in the Silver Line, in the Turf Wars DLC, right? That carried over into Marvel Spider-Man 2. So think about that for a second. Towards the end of the at the end of the Black Hat DLC, MJ said that Peter would make a great dad someday. The DLC, Wraith's DLC, technically connected to this game. So in a way, that cutscene to the Black Cat DLC could work. It could work. It could work. But that is true. People don't like it when certain characters have more character development. Because the thing is, from what I'm seeing this as, is like when people say that they don't like Miles being the main Spider-Man for Insomniac's universe, they are trying to stall progression. Like, they really just don't want progression. It's basically like, that's basically what they're saying. They don't want character progression. They want character progression to be stalled. So Miles Silk Mayday? Yeah. We don't know if Silk has her powers, though. Unpopular opinion, Miles is an overhated character. Yes, he is. He's overhated. A lot of people love him, but people love him, but the thing is though, there's like a lot of people that flat out just do not like him as a character. How can I put this? They loved it whenever he was whenever he was in his own universe, but now since he's with Peter, it's like, huh? They're like, so let me get this straight. So he can't progress.
There you are.
Christ.
Then go to that beetle. Ooh, that'll be fire. Miles go back in the fight. That would be heat. I still need the hair to get fixed though. I'm not even gonna lie. Miles' hair needs to get fixed before next game. Because his hair still needs to get fixed before next game. I need his hair to get fixed. No character development means no good story. Exactly. People want Miles' character progression to be stalled. And on top of that, not to mention, a lot of people were saying that if Miles isn't in the game, how would that story work? Yeah, we would have been just sitting there playing Peter, and we would have been killing everybody. I don't know how that would have worked. And on top of that, Miles has the word plot armor. I know that for a fact that people are going to bring up Miles has no plot armor. Miles is needed for the plot in Marvel Spider-Man 2 to continue. Is he one of those side dreads? He needs to get rid of him. I don't know how. But what I think is gonna happen is, since I'm pretty sure that it wasn't Najee that did that, because I have a feeling that and trust me, I have seen Najee with dreads before. There's a picture on Najee Jeter's Instagram page. Yes. Najee has had longer dreads than that. I would have preferred if Miles brushed at least like a little bit to the left to make it a little bit more evened out. Because that's what I think needs to happen. I'm sorry, Jesse's combat is great.
God damn.
People don't understand what character development is, if that's the case. And that's the reason why I brought up. That's another reason why I brought up the Mary Sue thing, because a lot of people are saying that Miles is like Gary Sue. A lot of people are saying that Miles is like Gary Sue. I'm sitting there like, I'm sorry. His main character flaw is literally he has to. Well, this character flaw has been explored millions of times, but I forgot what it was. But people don't want character development, which is kind of a sad thing. I would rather have character development over a character that is dull. New powerful abilities for Peter and Miles. I mean, a lot of people say that since Peter has a symbiote, he's has the symbiote abilities. I don't see the symbiote abilities lasting that long. I can see Miles getting his electric sword, but that would be great, because I still to this day have no idea how he got his electric sword. Yo, Orca, what's going on? I already played the story. Remember Miles? Give him electric sword. Because still to this day, I still have no idea where the electric sword came from. I think Miles should have flashlight abilities. A spider speedster. I'm gonna be honest, that would hurt people's eyes. that would hurt a lot of people's eyes if Miles had super speed. But it's a good idea though. But like the thing is though, like it would hurt a lot of people's eyes with yellow with like orange lightning going across the screen. But then again, though, we made it this far. We made it this far with
Stay alert.
Okay.
turn off motion blur. Yeah, but the thing is though, they try to do that with a Flash game, and well, they could try to do that, but the thing is though, is like Miles would be going too fast. Like we wouldn't be able to wouldn't be able like to handle the visuals from like that perspective. Like we wouldn't be able to handle them.
All right. Where are you?
Should I give me slow-mo for a limited time?
How'd they get away?
That would be better.
Spread out. Sweet. Hunt them down.
See, like there are so many reasons why I literally hate Dina in this game, but I'm not gonna go over them.
Has anyone seen them?
Don't see anyone.
Wait, that... Here! Here! Push forward!
Dina, you're about to get me.
Right over here!
Those powers are way more interesting than Peter's. That is a fact.
Nice try! Hey!
Who the?
I got one!
That is true. Miles' powers are way more interesting than Peter's. I would say they are more interesting
Christ
than Peter's,
almighty.
yeah. But coming from, at least like coming from, well, scratch. I really can't say anything because Peter has to rely on attack. A lot of people really don't like the fact that Miles has powers and Peter doesn't. There's been times where Peter has had powers. There's Cosmic Spider-Man. Actually, both of them were Cosmic, actually. Never mind. Yeah, both of them were Cosmic. Both of them had Cosmic at one point. Peter's more experienced at the end of the day. Yeah, that is true. That's the reason why everybody thinks that Miles is overpowered, but whenever I'm like, last time I checked, Peter has the experience. Yes, Miles has an edge over Peter, yes. But Peter has the experience and Peter has more experience. But say like if we were, but say like in the game, like if it was Black Suit Peter, yes, while Black Suit Peter, yes, while the symbiote technically does double power, yes, it does literally, like it does make Peter feel powerful, yeah. That still doesn't prove that, that still proves technically. And on top of that, Peter was more aggressive, and when someone's more aggressive, they start fighting way, way, way more than they usually do. Like, their movements aren't as good if they were fighting. And on top of that, let's say if Peter and Miles were fighting, right, and they were not holding back. Like, each of them not holding back, okay? Like, keep in mind, each of them not holding back, Miles has that hands down. Miles had that hands down if they were not holding back. Hold up, if they were not holding back, since Black Suit Insom Pete, and Insom Miles scale to the exact same, since they both are equal footing, and on top of that, not to mention Black Suit Peter was able to take Miles' bioelectricity. They're both even. Insom Peter's more gadgets based, exactly. So, like, if they were to fight, Peter's going to rely more on his gadgets. Miles, all he has to do is just figure out a way to short out his tech, so. Oh, I forgot this. There we go, okay. I thought I was gonna die for a second. It's like they better had that Jordan suit. Jordan suit from the Into the Spider-Verse into the DLC. They need it. That's the best suit. That is the best suit. That is the best suit for Miles. That is the best suit. In a few seconds, though, we're actually gonna check out. I want to check out some more reactions. I want to react to the rise of Ronin. I do want to check it out. But a lot of people just don't like the points, though. And more importantly, a lot of people just like to stick to the comic lore. If we're sticking to the comic lore, comics don't apply. I know that some people will go by comic lore. The comics don't apply. The comics don't apply towards, yes, Insomnia does take influence from the comics. If that's the case, then they literally take advantage of everything that they can find. So, like, if that's the case, then let's talk about the Absolute Carnage storyline, which technically by default, and from what I can remember, it came from Miles' storyline. So technically speaking, by default, they're literally saying that for no reason. I'm like, They literally took advantage of the Absolute Carnage DLC, which well, not the Absolute, well, technically speaking, I can't really say that now, but technically speaking, I can. They literally took advantage of Absolute Carnage, which is where most of it draws from. So technically speaking, anybody that says that doesn't make any sense. So therefore, every single point that they make about that is an outlier. So they really can't say that they didn't draw from a Miles Morales comic. You really can't say that. They drew from a comic where Miles has to fight Carnage. Or where Miles took, or where Carnage took control over Miles. I don't know why I couldn't think of that. I don't know how I got hit there whenever I dodged. Okay. Alright. Let's go and watch some Rise. I want to watch some Rise of Ronin. They literally take advantage of that. So, like, in a way, they technically just don't want character progression, and they really don't want it. Whenever they look at the comics, they're like, they literally took advantage of a Miles comic called Absolute Carnage. At least I think Absolute Carnage. At least that's how I think it was started, but still. Whether they literally take inspiration from Let There Be Carnage. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and check out some more, Alright, I want to check out... What's his name? I want to check out, this Rise of Ronin stuff real quick. We gotta check out the Rise of Ronin. Ooh. Okay. So we got this video. Okay, so we got this video. I started watching this.
This is side content.
Alright, so I started watching this video probably like a couple days ago and then come back to it. So we're gonna have to check it out. Alright. Okay. Alright, can you guys still hear me? Okay. We got this video next. We got Salvage's video talking about Spider-Man 2 Cut Venom Boss. Reveals better game. After that, we got to hear his opinion on Great Web. Or some outliers. All right, Salvage.
All right, I just want to preference by saying that I actually enjoy Spider-Man 2. Hell, I probably even love Spider-Man 2. Right after this video is already edited and uploaded, I'm probably going to be playing Spider-Man 2's New Game Plus, right? I have the Venom statue where you're fighting him in the classic suits right up there in the corner. So I think I have every right to nitpick and talk about this game and at least criticize it to some degree, considering I paid about $320 fucking dollars for this shit. I'm just saying. All right, I'm just saying. I can afford it, but I'm just saying. God damn, I have every right to talk about this. Genuinely speaking, I'm trying not to get copyrighted here. So let's just say this guy right here decided to leak the content right here. There's
I saw this, but I didn't say nothing.
Clip online basically saying or showing that there's environmental destructibility in this game, and I genuinely think that this would have been one of the best features that they could have put into this game for a multitude of reasons. One, immersion.
And on top of that, to mention, I did see this whenever it was out, and there was some dialogue between Peter and Harry. There was literally like a clip of Peter and Harry talking while Peter was fighting. It said, and I really can't say, but it said something about the suit. Like, it said something about the suit. I'm not gonna play the full-on audio for y'all because I don't want to get copyright strike. But basically, Peter and Harry were talking about the suit, or we're talking about Venom. Instead of a Venom game, they should do a Spider-Man Maximum Carnage side game where you're able to play as Venom and you can switch to Peter and Miles. That would be insane. I love it.
This is something that superhero games have been needing from the get-go. Maybe not Batman, right? But Spider-Man is fucking perfect. It's like Spider-Man going through a brick wall is like peanut butter and jelly. Man, look at the Sam Raimi films. It reminds me of that so much. They need to have this in the third game. With Green Goblin, bro, if I don't have a destructible environment with Green Goblin, what the fuck are we doing here? All right, I'll let you pass now for a little bit, but for that game, for Spider-Man 3, it needs to be a lot more brutal, in my opinion. But like for this one, it could.
I'm gonna be honest, and this is gonna sound crazy, but what are the odds that we get? What are the odds? Okay, question, chat. What are the odds that Spider-Man 3? If you guys don't know, and yes, I'm going to be referencing the Arkham series again. When you guys really think about it, Batman Arkham Knight was rated teen. Wait, Batman Arkham Origins was rated teen. Batman Arkham. Hold on a minute. Batman Arkham. Hold on a minute. Batman Arkham Origins was rated teen. Batman Arkham Asylum was also rated teen. Batman Arkham City was also rated teen. Arkham Knight was rated M. So what are the odds that Insomniac makes, and I'm going to say this, what are the odds that Insomniac makes Spider-Man 3 rated M? I just thought about that for a second. If they're going in the logical path, it makes sense. Game ratings are pointless. Yeah, that is true. But then again, though, some of the ratings actually make a lot of sense. Like for the M-rated game, like you can have sexual content, you know, all that crazy stuff, blood, gore, potentially people getting their head chopped. I don't know. And yes, I'm gonna say that because I literally just played Ghost of Tsushima a couple days ago. And yeah, people get their arms chopped off in that game. So, but like, do you guys think that they're going to make Marvel Spider-Man 3 rated M if they're gonna do Goblin and stuff like that? Even I could see them doing that, but like that would be kind of similar because Batman Arkham Knight didn't have any blood and gore. Well, I mean, technically speaking, you can count the fear toxin and Batman's insanely amounts of dose of Titan from each game. I don't know if you can count that, but still.
Entirely well. Like it looked like it was perfect in that first little clip where he's getting thrown through the wall by the hunters. Like,
you know what's crazy is that I know the hideout where he's at because I use this hideout for combo purposes on other saves. So I do know where this hideout is.
That right there is like, oh no, not through the wall. And he's like, you know, in the streets now telling people to grab cover. That literally grabbed my attention immediately. And that's something that I think superhero games need more of. That's something that I've been wishing that we've had since we saw the canceled Superman game all the way back in like 2012 or some shit. Like I really think that there are so many opportunities to do so much cool shit within that. And also going in and seeing what they did with the Venom potential boss battle. I've been saying this verbatim.
We need a Venom boss fight.
We need a Venom boss fight where he's throwing you around, throwing you into buildings, doing crazy shit like that, where you're chasing him around or he's chasing.
Hold on a minute. Okay, yeah, this is still battle focused. What? Okay, so they were actually thinking about giving us suit powers back. Okay, so they were actually thinking about giving suit powers back so that way we could have. But when we get the symbiote, we don't have the suit power. Okay, yeah, okay.
You.
I see what. Okay, so I'm pretty sure for this, I'm assuming, at least is what I'm gonna guess. What they tried to do is they tried to figure out a way to still have the suit power when Peter gets the symbiote. So they were trying to figure out a way to get rid of the suit powers right before or like right after Peter gets the symbiote. Because like right after Peter gets the symbiote, we would have not had this anymore, is what I'm guessing. But I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm glad they didn't keep suit powers in the game. But now and yes, I don't want to have suit powers coming back, but what I do want is, you know, some of the gear from the old games.
Yada. I mean, that's
exactly filler. I can see it being filler.
Exactly what I wanted. If they were going to rip off Web of Shadows, they might as well have fucking done it there, where you're running through the streets fighting Venom. That's one of the coolest parts of Web of Shadows, and they don't give it to us in this game. And I'm sorry, but like fighting him in EMF and then fighting him at like Midtown High and then fighting him in the air, man, I'm sorry. That's lackluster as a motherfucker. They really could have done something here if they weren't rushed by Sony. And Sony, to a certain degree, is to blame here. I will blame Sony here for rushing Insomniac and not giving them enough time. Brian Intihart literally threw producers under the...
Yeah, that is true. I'm not gonna lie. Brian was a savage for doing this. I'm sorry. Intihart, and yes, I'm gonna say this. Intihart was a savage for doing this. I thought the fighting in the air was cool. I thought it was cool, but actually, like, say like we're flying or using the web wings as Peter. We could have been able to like web strike him, and we could have been able to fight him in the air instead of us just pressing square. Now we did have that. For Miles but like those sections, those cinematics, and those like scenes where Peter's like in the air, like with the web wings, we could have had that. Like we could have like so much more. But we did get Miles fighting him in the air, so technically it's still a win. It's still a win by default. Which, by the way, hey, I still like that fight. But I'm not gonna lie. Intihar was a savage for this, bro. I'm whenever I heard about this, I was looking at this and I was like, did he just? Because like I remember making a video about this. Brian flat out said that he had to cut out that Sony told them to cut out some content that they were gonna make it, and he was literally on the same call. Writing stuff that he was literally on the exact same call, trying to figure out a way to make everything in the third act make sense. He knew that. So basically from what he said was we were going to have more Venom until Sony got involved, basically.
The bus for this, right? But Brian Intihar is also to blame here. This man literally went on to an interview and said on camera, I don't give a fuck what players think. I'm gonna put MJ missions in here and I'm gonna make her more in OP. Like, bro, you could have cut 2 of those missions, made it 10 times more, better for your game, and actually put in destructible environments.
So I didn't Brian delay the game because they already had a release date. And they were hoping to make the release date, but they already had a release date, and Sony wanted to say, okay, so here's the release date. They were like, okay, so here's the release date. So no delay the game. They could have delayed it though. That's what I'm trying to say.
For the third act, but instead you wanted to focus on MJ missions and Death Girl gameplay. And I know those might not seem like they're a lot, but
even though I really like Haley,
those 20 minutes of MJ gameplay per mission probably cost a lot of fucking money. Am I wrong here? Like, they could have easily cut those. So Insomniac is to blame to a certain degree. They had a decision, and they
there's
made
only
their
like
decision
one MJ mission
by
that I
keeping
wouldn't mind
things that
keeping.
players obviously didn't like and still don't really like. Yeah, Mary Jane.
There's only like this MJ mission could have easily stayed. Actually, nah. 2 MJ missions could actually stay. The one where Peter's chasing her through the tunnel, and this one could have stayed too. But the third act should have never had an MJ mission.
Jane is fucking John Wick now. Does that make any of the stealth missions any better? It's a little bit more intense. It's a Last of Us ripoff without any of the fucking detail. So, while it is very intense, I'm not saying that it's really good. Those MJ missions still
after
suck
seeing
ass,
Chasm
and
MJ
we
though,
really could have done without them. Same thing with that random Death Girl gameplay. Most of the side content, a lot of that could have been changed to be a little bit better.
After
and I
seeing
think
Chasm
a lot of people could have
MJ,
agreed.
which
I just don't know. I feel like
there was
given
a
enough
Chasm
time, they
MJ.
could have done something really cool with the destructible environments, and it actually looks like with Wolverine, they might be doing something like that. And I'm excited to see Wolverine potentially going in a more brutal, more realistic, going through walls type of way. And it seems like it's a little bit of a lesser degree where, you're actually just going inside of buildings and throwing enemies through walls or slashing them through walls. That's really cool. I like that. And I hope that they take that
they're doing it.
Incorporate that into Spider-Man 3 where enemies can grab you and throw you into buildings. Or like you could actually And it's kind of weird because in the first game, you have missions where
They might not
thugs are
realize it.
inside of the actual buildings.
Oh, wait, hold up. Before I actually go over that, I really do want to say, and this is just probably like the best idea for me. If they're, well, they're obviously doing Goblin, obviously. I want to see something similar to the TASM 2 movie tie-in game, since we're on that. I actually do want to see something similar to that, where I want to see something like this. Hold on, let me actually pull it up. I actually want to see something like, hold on a minute. Let me get the- hold on a minute. Okay, here we are. I want to see something like this. If I could find, okay, yeah. At least for the Green Goblin boss fight, I'm expecting to see something like this. Like, I want to see something like this. Well, not like this. Ignore the background. I don't want to see like a New York City that's like this, okay? This is like probably like New York City going at like 30 frame or like 40, 70, 720p. A Hero Menace system. I think a lot of people hated that game. I mean, I actually really didn't mind the Hero Menace system. I actually really liked the Hero Menace system. I didn't mind it. But what I would want them to bring back is the mid-air slingshots. Okay, but basically what I mean by that is like if they're gonna do destructible environments, I wouldn't mind if they did something like this for Goblin. Because like and on top of that, I'm sorry, but whenever I would usually play this game, I would not wear Miles' suit. This suit didn't really look good on Peter. Like,
If
I
you
would
want
love
help,
to see
you
something
don't have
like
to
this
fight me.
where we're chasing him or something, right?
I'll do whatever I can to cure you.
And turn me back into that whiny trash man, baby? I don't think so.
Listen, what you've done didn't just affect your body. It's twisted your mind. You have to let me...
Wrong. I don't have to let anyone do anything. That's the only. Always waiting for Daddy to come and hug me and make it all better. Well,
We're chasing him through the city. I'm trying to see because like there was like a moment where you could end up using brick walls against them, I think. I'm trying to find the part where you use the brick wall. Hold on a minute. Let me see if I can find it because there was like a moment where he was getting hit with brick walls.
Attention all task force officers. Given the growing threat posed by the masked vigilante called Spider-Man, we are cleared to escalate to phase 3.
I'm trying to see if I can find
better
it.
myself.
This is the first time anyone's called me...
In pieces, if that's what it takes. On this, he'd do that to Oscorp. What would he do to you?
Okay, here it is.
And he never did.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Wrong. I don't.
Insomniac, oh, Goblin Fighters. Insomniac, always and up, doing less than what we need, doing less than what we asked for. I know, but this is something that I feel like needs to be in the game. If they're going to do destructive environments, I would say at least, and yes, I'm gonna say this because a lot of people will probably not like it. But you guys know, and I'm pretty sure, even though I can't remember how the fight went down, but like I would love to see a Green Goblin. I would love to see a Green Goblin fight where we're just on his glider, just wailing at him, and we just throw him into a wall. Which, by the way, a lot of people don't know this. There were actually invisible walls in this game where you could hit Goblin in, and I've done that a million times because there was like an invisible wall. But I really don't want to go into that because I got really lucky, legit, like 3, 4, 5 times. I would love to see invisible walls. An invisible wall would be fire in this game. Alright, but back to Salvage video though. If they're gonna do that, we need destructible walls.
And you get to burst into the buildings, but they don't have any of that in this game. And it's so weird. I feel like the interiors just are very... There's really cool interiors within the story, but the interiors within the open world just aren't there. You're just swinging around most of the time. You're not really going into anywhere. And I feel like with that first game, even with the little detail of bursting into a store and saving, you know, people that are getting robbed was really cool. So having an extra layer of maybe a venom boss fight where you're getting grabbed, you're getting thrown through a fucking building, that's so cool. Where you're getting grabbed and you're getting thrown into a subway and then getting bashed around in the subway, or you have to figure out a way to get out of there and he's chasing you. That sounds so freaking cool. I don't understand why that needed to be cut and not the MJ missions. So overall, I hope people understand where I'm coming from, and also to a certain degree where I'm coming from when I say this game is unfinished, because I feel like this game is unfinished. I played this game when it first came out. As soon
I get the building destruction part there. The community. I get the building destruction part there. The community is acting like they didn't improve the combat for Miles Morales. They improved the combat for Miles Morales.
And for the first 2 weeks, I couldn't 100% the game because the Marco missions, the Marco memory missions, kept me locked in there unless I had to go through 15 different loopholes to fucking do it. And that's ridiculous. And I still, as soon as I got the update for the new game, in terms of the first thing I did, swing around. The first crime I went to, fucking disappeared. So how the fuck?
I've had that glitch several times.
Are you gonna tell me that they updated the game for about 6 months straight and the crimes still disappear? Like, what the fuck? How is it finished when shit still does that? You can't. And then people on Twitter are like, oh, well, all games are unfinished, so this game is also. Bro, you're proving my point. I'm saying this game is also unfinished. It probably needed 2 more years to cook. What the fuck are we arguing about? People are trying to tell me that I'm wrong. No, I'm not. We were robbed. We should have had more. We should have had a little bit more time, or they should have had a little bit more time to cook. And people trying to tell me that games are always unfinished. This is just not true. I mean, shit.
Honestly, I kind of agree with it. Honestly, I agree with his opinion. Because the combat does look great, but like coming from like story-wise and stuff like that, I understand where he's coming from, but like coming from like the story standpoint, we needed coming from a story standpoint, and after Intihar said what he said in that interview, I'm not gonna lie, he has a point that it's a little bit that we should have got more Venom. So he does have a point.
Arkham Asylum was finished. Arkham City was finished. They had a plan for those. It didn't really seem like they had a solid plan for this. And I really hope Insomniac the best. I really wish that in the future they learn from these mistakes and they kind of, or at least Sony also learns from these mistakes and cuts unnecessary bullshit and puts in things that they know fans want. Because again, that Venom boss fight that we saw in the leaks could have easily been like Web of Shadows 2.0. If they were already gonna copy Web of Shadows, why not just fucking do a Venom boss fight where you're fighting in the streets just like Web of Shadows? You do that same shit in that game. So I feel like they could have easily done it in this game as well. There's a lot that could have easily been done, in my opinion, if they cut a lot of unnecessary bullshit. If they listened to their gut and went with more in-house shit that they were trying to do. And I don't know, maybe in the next game they'll learn their lesson with the story and with the side content and with all of this stuff that people really wanted, and they hear what people really wanted. They are really good at listening to constructive criticism and listening to like what fans want, and I really hope they do listen to everybody that has been talking about this destructive environments and of course the story content and how people aren't really satisfied with those things, and with of course multiple things like how they could have easily made a lot of changes to the combat that could have made things a lot more immersive, like, of course, that destructible environment clip. So,
yeah. Like I said, they should have delayed the game. They had a choice. They knew the game was coming out. Knew the game was coming out in 2023. They should have just pushed it back to 2024, a date that would have been safe with, a date that they would have been safe with. Exactly.
overall, I want to know what you guys' thoughts are. I know that I've been very critical about this game, but I think that that has been, you know, kind of right. I mean, what am I going to do? Just suck the game off all the time? I really tried to hype this game up when it first came out, or when it was first getting released, for like 2 months, 4 months straight. I don't even know. For a long time, I was like trying to like hype this game up. When it came out, I was slightly disappointed because I had that hype level up. But I mean, like, even Insomniac themselves said they didn't even tell their full story. So anybody calling this game a masterpiece,
that makes sense too, because that makes sense too. I agree with that. I actually agree with that, Salvage. I agree with that. I agree with that. I actually do have to agree with them on that, because, like, hold up, go back, listen.
tell their full story. So
Because, like, if you really listen to that,
disappointed because I had that hype level up. But I mean, like, even Insomniac themselves said they didn't even tell their full story. So anybody calling this game a masterpiece, I can't really trust, in my opinion. Because, like, bro, how's it a masterpiece when Insomniac themselves literally said they didn't even get to tell their own story?
he does have a point, because they had a lot more stuff that they were cooking for Venom. So basically, that's the reason. So basically, I have to agree with that, because, like, why are we getting a Venom game when we should have just had more Venom in this game? Every game can't be a masterpiece. That is facts. I think there's only like 1 or 2 games that I have up as masterpiece. Last of Us, obviously. Well, Last of Us Part 2 was up there until I replayed it. And I was like, okay, yeah. And then Ghost of Tsushima, Ghost of Tsushima is up there too. I want to say Star Wars Jedi Survivor is up there, but there could have been more they could have done with Dagon, but still. I know that Star Wars is up there, and Days Gone is working its way to to be up there, but
It's kind of weird. So tell me what you guys think in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for liking the videos, and of course, giving me all the support in the world. I have a lot more videos planned in the future, and I would love to hear you guys' thoughts and opinions in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in my next one.
do you think MJ Space Model should be in the third game? I don't know, because I already know for a fact that some people are going to be whining about it. That's the thing that I don't know, is that you're going to have people that are going to be whining about it. And in my opinion, I don't know. Oh, wait, did you guys hear about the Resident Evil 5 stuff? Wait, hold up. Let's go to, hold up. Let's actually look this up, because I haven't heard. I don't know if you guys like Resident Evil. Have any of you guys, like, played Resident Evil at all? We gotta check out Rise too, and I really do want to check out this Resident Evil 5 stuff, because apparently people are saying that it can't be remade.
With Resident Evil 4.
No, like Resident Evil, I want to check it out. We'll check out Rise after this. I really do want to check this out because apparently people are saying that it can't be
was released
remade.
last year, Capcom's project to remake the glory years of its survival horror series is complete. But as the game's post-credit scene suggests, the remakes aren't over. And so the big question is, where next? The obvious answer is a remake of Resident Evil 5. But on the game's 15th anniversary, it's clear that moving forward chronologically will take Capcom's remakes into the series' weakest era, an era of gameplay and narrative decisions best left in the past. Resident Evil 5 simply can't be remade, at least not to the standards of.
And here's the thing, I've heard this already because a lot of people want the story changed because apparently we're shooting, and yes, I'm going to say this right now. A lot of people, McDonald's goated. I don't really mess with McDonald's like that anymore. I do like the fries though. But yeah, this is like the most strangest thing ever. A lot of people are saying, and you know, my IGN said this too, and yes, we're watching an IGN video while I'm saying. People don't want Resident Evil 5 remade because they're shooting black zombies. Last time I checked, it's a game. It's not really anti-Semitic. It's not really anti-Semitic. And yes, I'm going to say this right now. I played RE5 before. Or at least I saw my cousin play RE5. It didn't really bother me because I was like, okay, I'm playing a video game shooting zombies. Okay.
Capcom's best work. And so the answer is not to remake, but to rewrite.
It can't be rewritten.
Resident Evil is a survival horror series. Not that you'd know that playing Resident Evil 5. Sure, it features a constant flow of horrific imagery, but Resident Evil 5 is an action game through and through. That's evident in its cover shooter mechanics, vehicle chases with on-rails turret sequences, and the constant rattle of assault rifles. Even its
I like Need for Speed. I like Need for Speed, Forza. I still haven't played Unbound yet. I need to play Need for Speed Unbound.
visual design evokes the sandy shades of modern military games that experienced mass popularity in the late 2000s. It all speaks to a series that had lost its way. Rather than reflect on the tenets that were the foundation of its experience, Resident Evil 5 looked to the contemporary gaming zeitgeist in an attempt to find a new lease of life. The result is an unholy hybrid of Resident Evil, Gears of War, and Call of Duty. It's as ugly and unwieldy as it sounds.
That's the point.
This design appears to not just be a misguided attempt to follow Western successes, but also a misreading of its predecessor. With Resident Evil 4, director Shinji Mikami deftly reinvented the series through the use of a new over-the-shoulder camera angle. The perspective allowed for a more kinetic, action-heavy game. Despite this, Mikami never lost sight of the terror at the core of Resident Evil. Through the use of enemies that were strategically placed to provide undulating waves of tension and fear, and the inclusion of Ashley as your vulnerable charge, combating
even though I really did not like having Ashley there.
Encounters were focused on surviving overwhelming horrors rather than dominating foes. Resident Evil 5, meanwhile, presents its enemies as waves to be gunned down with increasingly powerful weaponry. Their purpose is cannon fodder, a wall of meat to slow your progress through levels. And those levels are not locations to be explored. Instead, they are largely funnels that push you from entrance to exit. Resident Evil 4 may have replaced the series' traditional continuous structure with discrete levels in an attempt to move away from the backtracking-heavy design of previous games, but it preserved the spirit of locations like the Raccoon City police station. The village, Salazar's castle, and the island feature interlocking, explorable pathways that solidify these locations as authentic spaces rather than obstacle courses. Resident Evil 5.
That's the point. They wanted the actual, like, and I keep in mind, I can't remember what it was. I can't remember what the place was in RE5, and I'm pretty sure I forgot what place it was. But they wanted to make it as accurate as, or at least pictorially accurate as possible.
5 has no interest in this, with the majority of its stages being little more than corridors peppered with dead ends to hide treasures in. Their lack of authenticity means no one will ever mention the Kijuju Autonomous Zone in the same breath as the
Okay, that was Kijuju. Clearly the only reason I play Resident Evil. Oh yeah, Resident Evil 2. Resident Evil 2 has Claire. I like Jill more than Claire, but
it's a mansion. All this is to say that a faithful remake of Resident Evil 5 would break Capcom's 7-year streak of brilliant survival horror games. It's telling that the series' reset point, Resident Evil 7, was a reinvention of the very first game, a haunted house that grew ever larger as you unlocked new rooms by solving its puzzles. Clever reinventions of this base conceit is the key to Resident Evil's success, be that dropping an unstoppable force into the house's corridors, such as
I still need to go back and beat Leon's story still.
Resident Evil 2's Mr. X, or expanding the scope of the house. Resident Evil Village's titular location is effectively a giant manor. Its corridors are streets, and its rooms are houses. Resident Evil 5's stage-driven structure is simply inferior to this design. A modern recreation of it would only further highlight its flaws, especially coming in such close proximity.
No, it wouldn't. It really wouldn't. Because for a remake, it really doesn't. Like for The Last of Us Part 1 remake, and yes, for Last of Us Part 1 remake, it still kept everything there. So a remake would just make everything better for this game.
Proximity to masterclasses like the remake of Resident Evil 2. Remakes can, of course, completely redefine the structure of their source material. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, for example, is recognisably an updated version of the classic RPG, but its world design and gameplay mechanics are a world apart from the 1997 original, and so you could argue that Resident Evil 5 is actually the Resident Evil most in need of a remake. A whole new environmental structure and scenario design that reins in the action and dials up the horror would bring it in line with Capcom's other remakes. But all of this doesn't account for Resident Evil 5's most notorious problem. Racism.
Once again, this literally wouldn't affect it. Like I said, this wouldn't even affect the game. Okay. I don't see how this will affect the game, considering that. Well, honestly, I can see. Well, honestly, this still wouldn't affect it because literally, whenever my cousin was playing, I sat there and I just watched him. I sat there and just watched him destroy every single zombie in the area. So this wouldn't even affect it. They're gonna have them.
Set in a fictional West African country, Resident
Fictional. It's fictional. But yeah, we're not going to get on to Resident Evil 4 for us doing the exact same thing. Where we're not, people aren't gonna, yeah, but here's the thing though, nobody's not gonna say anything about Resident Evil 4, right? That's wild.
Evil 5's primary antagonists are black people. Yes, it's technically the Ouroboros virus that protagonist Chris Redfield is fighting, but the parasite's host is depicted as a nation of mobs and primitives who are violent even before their infection. Intentionally or not, Resident Evil 5 positions Africa as the Dark Continent, an uncivilized world harboring a diseased population that needs gunning down via Western intervention in the name of global security. This is
First of all, Wesker goes there in this game, so that's where the virus is. So technically this can be remade, but they just want it changed. It wouldn't make people that played Resident Evil 5, or at least saw gameplay for Resident Evil 5, or at least people that saw the whole entire thing for Resident Evil 5, that would bother people who not only have played the original RE5, but they wouldn't play it if they know that the changes are being made. They wouldn't play it if it was different. Days Gone 2 story would have been crazy because the freaks are starting to think like humans, which means that they would start using crazy weapons in ambush camps. That would be now that I'm really thinking about it, that would have been crazy if Ben Studio actually went through with that. Especially that secret ending with O'Brien. Which I didn't know O'Brien was a freaker until like I saw the ending over on YouTube, because I was like, I'm not going back to get this ending. I saw the ending and I was like, wait a minute, they're starting to act like, whoa. I would have loved to have seen what they were gonna do with Days Gone 2. I hope that they make a Days Gone 2. I hope.
insensitive treatment of people of colour was hotly debated even as early as Resident Evil 5's debut trailer, with writers such as Ngai Kroll and Stephen Totilo pointing out the game's uncomfortable post-colonial imagery. The arguments and think pieces continued well into the game's release window, with IGN's own former editor-in-chief Hilary Goldstein having
Yeah, this game's still getting remade, especially since nobody's not complaining about Resident Evil 4 and us literally shooting down those pluggers. Too many reviewers said they didn't like it.
having also wrestled with the
I didn't
subject.
like.
But that
Here's the thing with me. I didn't like Days Gone either until I started playing it a lot more, and I was like, okay, this game's actually.
was 2009, a time when race was apparently a debate rather than a reality. In the 2020s, in a post-Black Lives Matter world, there is only one acceptable response to a white man shooting waves of Africans for an entire video game. No.
Like I said before, people are going to not complain about RE4, but the people are going to complain about RE5. So if it gets changed, people are going to buy it.
There's one thing I do know.
And on top of that, one more thing, it's a game. So I don't see how a video game relates to something that's okay. How are y'all making a Days Gone movie instead of a sequel? Exactly.
I have a job to do, and I'm gonna see it through.
Remakes may be able to redefine their source material, but there's only so many changes you can make until it's not a remake at all, but an entirely new game. And if you take Africa out of Resident Evil 5, is it Resident Evil 5 anymore? Even with a vast...
You just answered your question. His question just got answered. If you take out the setting for if you take out Africa for the setting for RE5, it wouldn't be RE5 anymore. It would just be the random game.
Improved, more
and on top of that, there won't be a setting for Chris
sensitive
either.
take on the continent, perhaps
Like,
one
there
with
would
a
be a
black
setting.
protagonist and a more empathetic look at the outbreak, the experience would simply be too divorced from the original to hold the name Resident Evil 5. So where does Capcom go now? Personally, I'd look backwards. Code Veronica is an ideal candidate, as is the original Resident Evil. But if the only way is chronologically forward, then a total rewrite of what comes next is the logical path. Because what followed Resident Evil 4 was not one terrible game, but two. Resident Evil 6 doubled down, no, tripled down, on the action-packed, set-piece heavy shooter design, to the extent that much of it could be mistaken for a third-person Call of Duty spin-off were it not for the monsters. Its restrictive level design practically puts you in a chokehold, forcing you to endure a barrage of bombastic moments that have no interest in evoking any sense of fear. Resident Evil 6 is a survival horror, only in that it's a horrible game that you have to survive playing. But this time around, it doesn't have to be like that. Capcom now has the opportunity to ignore the past and completely reinvent this chunk of the timeline. In Resident
They can't reinvent it.
Evil 4 Remake's post-credit scene, evil mastermind Albert Wesker details his plans for world domination to Ada Wong. Reflected in his glasses is an image of
AKA my opium queen. Anyways, let's stop. I'm sorry, chat. I love Ada. Do you like in GTA? Do you feel like GTA 6 having 2 characters is a downgrade to GTA 5 having 3? I don't think it's a downgrade. In my opinion, I don't think it's a downgrade because it's better for the story, but at the same time, though, I wouldn't mind having a third playable character. But the thing is, though, like, I'm more interested in Lucia's story more than Jason's, if that makes any sense.
Vexella Gione and the Stairway of the Sun, two significant plot elements from Resident Evil 5, which indicates Capcom's intentions. But there's more to consider. This scene is largely a replication of the sequence from Assignment Ada, a non-canon chapter from the original Resident Evil 4. Its shift from unofficial
Yeah, because they took that scene and ripped it.
to canon points to a willingness to change. Furthermore, the end of this scene is completely rewritten. When learning of Wesker's plans, rather than dutifully deliver the stolen Las Plagas sample to him, Ada betrays her shadowy boss and forces her helicopter to turn around. In this moment, the future of Resident Evil becomes unclear. Capcom has given itself the freedom to do whatever it wants. I just hope it's not a remake of Resident Evil 5.
It is going to be a remake of Resident Evil 5.
For more on how Capcom is altering the series, check out our video on the biggest changes in Resident Evil 4 Remake. And
it's going to be a remake of Resident Evil 5. That's the whole entire thing. It's going to be a remake of Resident Evil 5. There's a reason why they're going to be remake Resident Evil 5. Alright, so now we have to check out Rise. In gameplay aspect, it just seems like a step backwards, but I understand the story reason. Yeah. Alright, so now we want to check out... Alright, so chat, now we got to check out Rise. Alright, so we got the final preview where we got... Ooh, chapter... Ooh! Chat, which one should we react to first? Do we want to check out Joe Raptors first, or do we want to check out IGN's first? I want to check out Joe's. Which one do we check out first? I want to check out... Ooh. Now let's check out the behind the scenes.
Rated
first,
M for
I wanna
mature.
check this out first.
My dear sister, I hope these words find you. They may be my last. A sentence has been passed by my jailers for the crimes that I refuse to confess.
That is a fact, because most of the games recently, I liked, at least for me, I liked it better when games were $60 over a $10, over $10 more than they used to. Because at least to me, when they were 60, you could have easily, like, got one for 60. And nowadays, everything's just like $70, which, okay, I can understand coming from a new console perspective, but bruh.
Like my brave comrades who fell before me, I shall be put to the sword in the very courtyard beneath my cell.
I'm like, I gotta do that back.
I do not fear death.
Like,
I welcome it with a smile, for it is...
And by the way, just to let y'all know, I didn't get Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I'm gonna get Rebirth at a later time, because, you know, this game's one of my most anticipated games of this year.
Better to be a crystal and broken than remain perfect like a tile upon the rooftop. This is not the end, dear sister. It is now that our plot must live on through you. So find solace in the bonds of others, for it is here that our dream takes flight. A new dawn is spreading across this land. For me, the sky awaits.
Oh, that's cold. That combat looks so good. I'm sorry. Oh, I love the combat in this game. Ooh, the fact that we're able to swap over to horses as soon as you land. Oh my.
Thinking about my initial vision for this game and the ideas I had 7 years ago, I wondered whether players would be able to play and enjoy it. I honestly believe that many of those ideas and elements are now in the final game.
As an open world, we reached a large scale of development where it would have been impossible for Yasuda to look into and follow up on every single detail of the game.
Prior to this game, I had worked as the sole director of Team Ninja, together with my team. That framework didn't radically change, but in assigning multiple directors, we made sure to communicate through regular meetings involving the larger team. to maintain quality.
Obviously, it's not a task achievable alone. I believe that he managed to build a strong trust relationship with the other directors around him.
That's the spirit. I'm counting on you.
It turns out Yasuda had helped towards the end of my previous project. He was sharing a lot of feedback. I got to hear about his philosophy, which convinced me that I wanted to work with him.
I remember Yasuda joining Team Ninja as a new graduate when we were working on Ninja Gaiden 2. I thought he was impressive, although he was still young. We soon noticed a shared understanding between us. I'd start explaining something and he'd already have grasped everything.
He's an ally, a brother in arms. We've been working together for a long time. I'm also a fan of his games. I played so much Neo 2 that it almost started to affect my work.
When he brought up the project, I saw how much planning, research, and effort Yasuda had already put into it. You could feel the passion from him and his team. In every meeting, it was obvious how he'd planned all the elements.
Keishi has this talent to get people to work together. That was very stimulating for me.
Oh my god. Bro, I'm sorry. I'm looking at the amount of combo potential that we have in this. And it looks so good.
Enon is a composer with prolific experience overseas.
It does.
He's a veteran in the field, but knew how to listen to our requests and proactively incorporate them into the project.
It does look like Ghost, but
It
I
wasn't
feel like this is gonna be
easy at the beginning.
I'm gonna pause for a second. I honestly feel like this is gonna be way better than Ghost of well. Well, I mean, we got Ghost of Tsushima too. But still. It's like it's gonna be way more interesting than Ghost of Tsushima.
Really took upon myself
Even
to
like Ghost
study
of Tsushima.
Japanese music, study the scales, study the instruments. In fact, bought some of the instruments. And I can say that in the past 2 years, I really dove into this amazing world of Japanese music.
At the very end, we had a recording session in London with an orchestra, which was where I got to meet him in person for the first time. I remember the smile on his face when we finally met.
You and I are true friends now, no doubt about it. If you're ever in trouble, just let me know.
Feels like it is. It looks like it is gonna be better than Ghost. These are all just so cute though.
We grew to a really large team on Rise of the Ronin, going through a long development period.
It's the first time I'd worked on a project of this scale. There were times when we confronted each other, but the game improved as a result.
From a personal perspective, my child was born right about the time I joined the game's development.
Oh, there's character customization. I saw that. We got character customization.
Game's development. He is 3 years old now, which makes me realize the time we've spent on this project.
Over the long period of time we were developing the work, it was really exciting to see how everything gradually started coming together.
I feel that Team Ninja has gained strength in its ability to deliver valuable experiences to players.
I'm sorry, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. We gotta take a look at what just happened here. If I'm not wrong, it's gonna be triangle, triangle, triangle. But take a look at how he just handled him right here. Let's look at this first. He just yanked. Look at this. He just yanked him down. He just grappled him down. And then,
I think we're able to target bigger titles and even greater challenges in the future.
people will say this looks like a PS3 game. Y'all are obviously, I don't know what y'all are watching. Y'all are watching something, you know, that's in a video. I'm waiting for the actual game.
Your time has come. Rise as one.
Ooh, it looks good. It looks good. It looks good. I love this. We're not watching this because I'm not trying to get striked. $70 bucks for a ghost ripoff. Y'all can have it. All right, let's check out Joe Raptor. Actually, hold on a second. I need to retitle the stream real quick. Hold on. I love the combat. All right, we good. Absolutely love the combat, bro. I love the combat. All right, we're gonna check out Joe Raptor stuff.
Ship. Many Western ships have appeared at the Japanese borders.
Whoa.
After playing 5 hours of Rise of the Ronin, and thanks to an early code from Sony, I'm hooked to the combat and a loot grind that is way more fleshed out than
and
I
he has the glider. I'm sorry, this reminds me a little bit of Assassin's Creed 3 from... Actually, no, let me stop.
anticipated. But I also hope that there are still some surprises in the rest of the game to keep the adventure through the 19th century Japan interesting. The story starts really strong. We play 2 characters and have to infiltrate an American ship. Many Western ships have appeared at the Japanese borders at this time in history, but not everyone is happy about it. So we have to infiltrate the ship and take out the captain.
Okay, so you have
but
2
before
characters.
this, you can actually create both characters. So I sadly cannot show you my own footage. This is all B-roll provided by PlayStation, but I can share 5 screenshots of the character creator to give you an idea of what you...
Ooh, so we have a male and female Ronin. Okay, so chat, I'm gonna be honest with you. And I'm gonna be flat out honest with you. Every single time whenever I play a game where it's literally like you have a character customization. I did this in Destiny. I think Eliza P, all you had to do was play Pinocchio. I'm pretty sure that Eliza P didn't have a character customization. I know that Sekiro had one. I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of a tradition for me to pick the female character. I'm not even gonna lie, I don't know why. It's kind of a thing where I have to pick the female character. So, I mean, I'm sorry, I'm gonna end up picking the dude, but you know, just to let you know, if I swap my mind, I might end up making a female character.
can expect. Like, there's a lot you can tweak. There are presets as well, but if you want to go crazy, you can. And there is even a feature to create a code for your appearance, so then other people can use that to make the character look like the one you made. So you can change the appearance later on as well. And while infiltrating the ship, you can switch between both characters, which adds a pretty unique twist to an encounter, but it also makes the game more manageable compared to previous titles from Team Ninja, like Wolong and Neo. I know difficulty has been a big question mark for Rise of the Ronin, so I will go more in depth on it a bit later, but know for now that there are many elements that can help you in the still challenging combat.
But then
as Blade Twins, you two have a special bond and feel connected, but at the end of the tutorial mission on the ship, about 45 minutes into the game, you have to choose who you want to play as your main character, because the other person, your twin, will be taken from you.
I knew it! 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 I don't know if you guys remember me making a prediction, but I made a prediction that said that one of these characters will die, considering that they're both partners, right? I didn't say, well, if you choose the other, I knew that some way, shape, or form they were both going to be playable, or at least I knew at some point that one person was going to die. So whoever you pick here, okay, so that makes sense. So hold on, let's go back.
That can help you in the still challenging combat. As Blade Twins, you two.
So that means that if you pick the male twin, that means that if you pick that means that if you pick the male twin, then the female twin dies. If you pick the female twin, the male dies. So looks like I was right about my prediction. Okay.
You have a special.
You can't tell me this game don't look like Ghost. It looks like Ghost, but it's way different than Ghost.
And feel connected. But at the end of the tutorial mission on the ship, about 45 minutes into the game, you have to choose who you want to play as your main character, because the other person, your twin, will be taken from you. I won't go into more details, but good to know that my early hours after reaching the open world were focused on finding my Blade twin, asking around for clues, and discovering more about Japan in the process. So the game opens up pretty early, and doing content in the open world has been my favorite part so far. You quickly get your horse, so you can explore the pretty small opening region. There was a side quest I could pick up to help a lady gather some herbs. Animals were attacking NPCs, so I could help them. Shrines are there, you can pray at them for a skill point. There are different mini games where you can try and beat your own scores, and many bandit camps, which are totally the highlights of it all. These namely include regular enemies and formidable foes, basically leaders of the camp that are way harder to take out, and so far have been really varied, all wielding different weapons, doing different moves, so it really feels like you're doing multiple mini boss battles inside one bandit camp, and these enemies all reward you with brand new weapons that you can then use yourself. I will of course have tips for weapons that you don't want to miss when the game comes out, so subscribe to not miss those, and if you like the video so far, leaving a like.
Ghost and Red Dead.
But you will really be showered with loot. I found 200 pieces of equipment in my 5 hours. There are 5 armor piece slots that all come with different stats and completely change the look of your character. And at the moment you get a new headpiece or robe, for example, you will unlock the item in the transmog system, so you can always look the way you want.
Is that it's like a mixture? Weapons, at least to me, it looks like it's a mixture of Ghost. Well, and you can ride a horse and Red Dead 2. That makes sense. Why you're bringing up the Red Dead comparison. It looks like a mixture of Ghost, Assassin's Creed. I want to say. I forgot which one where Ezio had a glider, but I'm just gonna say it was probably Assassin's Creed 2. No wait, yeah, Assassin's Creed 3. Because the gliding, and I can see the Red Dead. I can see like the Red Dead thing too, but it looks like a mixture of all 3 games.
Also come in different rarities, and there are quite some weapon types, all with their own moveset and really brutal finishers. Like if you dig those from the Assassin's Creed games, then you will be happy with what happens on screen here. There are also vendors where you can get brand new items, or from chests. Like it has been great to constantly find new equipment and switch loadouts, and it all feels really needed to succeed in combat. Because yes, as you expect from a Souls-like, every enemy is dangerous in Rise of the Ronin, so you should never underestimate your opponent and always be on your toes, but it still feels greatly balanced so far without being really punishing. And there are many systems in place to make this more approachable versus other games in the genre. So you can, for example, instantly kill enemies from afar with a headshot of a ranged weapon, or do a one-hit assassination on regular targets, or team up with your companion to instantly assassinate a more
and by the way, I forgot to tell you guys this too. This game is co-op as well, so if anybody's down to play, let me know. This game is co-op.
Powerful enemy. So stealth is totally an option, and the fact that you often have 1 or 2 AI control party members really helps as well. So the enemies divide their attention, and with you being able to switch between those party members, you can easily create openings to strike. Also, if one party member falls, even if you were controlling them, then you will switch to a different character and can very easily revive them for the cost of one health potion. Your health fully regenerates every combat, and if you die, you don't lose any money.
But my
only
favorite
a different
character,
currency called karma that next to leveling up can be used to unlock skill points. And if you die, you still have a way to get that karma back by simply assassinating the target or doing a finishing move. So you don't even have to take the target out that just killed you.
Like,
so there are these banners where you can rest up to get your potions back, and this will also respawn the enemies. You can also save your game in other parts of the world. Like Rise of the Ronin really tries to be more forgiving while maintaining a healthy challenge. Like, you're still pushed to learn to parry and use the best loadout and abilities against your enemies, but if you fail, the punishment won't be as hard. So I would say the difficulty has been really great so far. Dying is certainly part of the gameplay loop, but that makes finally beating the boss just the more exciting. So curious how this evolves throughout the rest of the game, and also if there are still many surprises left. Like, while the combat has totally been the highlight, the overall structure of Rise of the Ronin leaves much to be desired. So far, the main story missions have not been as exciting as I would like. Sometimes you do get a cool short cutscene, but the rest of the conversations don't look very appealing, and the uninteresting writing is not helping either. And while you notice that this is a PS5 game, thanks to the really fast load times, the solid 60 FPS in the performance mode, and the really great DualSense features, other parts of the game feel very dated. The graphics are the obvious point. It really doesn't look great because of the low quality assets used for the environment. The Japanese aesthetic saves it a bit, but it has been a while since I've played a game where I sometimes really thought to myself, damn, the graphics are pretty bad. The streets in cities are also very empty, so while it's a very cool setting, it just really does not feel alive. Also, the game's structure in terms of main missions has not been very exciting. You talk to NPCs in the open world, and then you will eventually reach a small instance mission with at the end a boss. And this boss, I don't know why, is protecting schematics to build a camera. It all just does not really feel connected. I really hope there are more cinematic.
Preparing in Spider-Man 3, they should slow down. They should slow the enemy down a little so you have enough time to parry. Yeah, but then again, you do have a setting to where you can turn on increase, but nobody does that. I feel like they should add that, or probably like rework the parry mechanic. Because like there's moments where to where I know a parry is there, but it doesn't work. So it's more or less like the parry mechanic needs some more time for them to cook it a little bit more. Because like to me, the parry timing is inconsistent.
Moments like the opening of the game, because so far there have not been a ton of memorable things in Rise of the Ronin. Still, there are a ton of things that happened during my play session, but that I sadly cannot show you. Like, there's a wanted system where if you kill innocent people, Ronins and other characters will come to hunt you.
I'm sorry, this dude has a flaming sword. Your inventory
has 2,000 slots, so you're never running into space issues. Thank God. And I also had one very impactful choice where I could kill the boss or spare him, with both leading to completely different rewards. So if the game throws more of that into the mix and keeps the combat interesting,
now I'm very interested to see how the story is gonna go.
With cool loot to earn, then I know that I will have a good time playing this game. And co-op should also be quite a lot of fun. I've not been able to try that yet. Still, the PlayStation Studios logo is smacked onto this. You see it when booting up the game. But this is not the quality that you see in a Ghost of Tsushima or other typical Sony first-party title. Like, I still think it will be a very enjoyable time while we wait for the big hitters, but
Hold, chat, give me a second. All right, I'm back, chat. Sorry about that. All right, we back. All right, let's keep going.
But it also does depend on how much you value a great combat system and a loot grind over a cinematic story and the game's structure. Got any questions? Drop them down below. I will of course have a full spoiler-free review up on March 21st, so totally subscribe to not miss that, with tips and tricks coming of course as well. A like would be awesome. You can check out a recent video with even more on the game by clicking on the screen, and I will speak to you very soon. Goodbye.
Ooh, yep, this game's gonna be fire. All right, I'm gonna go for one more round of Last of Us real quick. Oh, let me start my PS4. I mean my PS5. My bad. Ah, great. Now it's off. Okay. Give me 1 second. Let me turn this thing off. All right, there we go. All right, we're gonna play some more of No Return. I want to play more No Return. Ooh. Festival skin. I'm gonna do another run. Sadly, though, I really do not like anything that can't dodge, because I know for a fact that he can't dodge. I want to play some more Jesse.
Okay.
Stun restores melee durability, yes. I don't know how to Riz girls. It's pretty easy. Well, I mean, it depends on how you come about doing it. Like, for me, if you want to know why I, like, half the times I don't make a video one day, it's literally because, one, I'm either chilling at the house, or I'm either... It depends on how you go around doing it. Yeah, it's good with you. Best way that I can tell you about how to Riz is that you gotta go crazy with it. Yo, Monet, what's going on? You gotta be kidding. Yeah, it just depends on how. Well, it just depends. No! not dying. That running while swinging. Now that is actually a point that I can agree on. I want that. Other thing that I want is for everything to stop leaking. Oh, of course. Let me not fight the clicker first. Oh, and by the way, yes, Jesse's gameplay is so fun. What is this game called? This is The Last of Us Part 2 remastered. What time is this being? It's called Last of Us Part 2. I'm not gonna lie, Jesse's gameplay. I love Jesse's gameplay. Yo, Jesse's gameplay is so good. Right now, I'm just playing the no return mode. Just like a roguelike mode. Please let there be some more stuff in here. Something like this. We need a roguelike mode because, like, if y'all want to know why I have so many saves, there's a reason why I have so many saves, because for Marvel Spider-Man 2, the reason why I have so many saves is for reasons. There's a reason why I have that many saves. Because, like, the only way I can make saves, all the other games had them. Exactly. That's the thing. Is that whenever there's a reason why I have so many saves, the reason why I have so many saves for Marvel Spider-Man 2 is pretty much because of the fact that the only way I can get a roguelike mode, and this is probably the only way you can, you have to do the Infinite Mysteriums, which I have done a lot of Infinite Mysteriums. And you pretty much have to go through and everything you can. Finishers are crazy. The finishers are crazy brutal in this game. But yeah, all the Arkham games had them, yes. Now, would I say that Arkham Knight shoved one of the most insane fights in the Arkham series and turned it into a Batmobile fight? Yes. Everybody's friendly? I'm a little bit of both. I say, you know, whatever I want. I basically speak my mind. Or like when I'm feeling at the time. And besides, most of the games that I play are literally like brutal or have some sort of form of any game being called woke. Whatever game I play, people tend to call it woke for some weird reason, or tend to like try to bash the story. However, they can bash the story whenever they're probably. I just pretty much just give my thoughts and opinion. I don't think most of YouTube is family friendly. Most of them aren't, or at least the ones that I want. Alright, Dina, I don't need you to be useless. You're useless in the game. Well, in the story, so I don't need to be useless. Yeah, he does have a point. And on top of that, I will tend to figure out a way to make a point, and some people don't want to listen to the point, so I was like, okay, cool. I just get my own like opinion on things. Now, for example, if anybody wants to call anything woke, or they're doing something in the game or the story that doesn't make any sense for progression, then I will look at that as a sign of, okay, let me actually analyze this. Is there that, or else I'm just playing games? Why did I auto-lock that? Last of Us, yeah, it's Last of Us Part 2. Damn! Combat's better than Marvel Spider-Man. Combat's better. I don't know. I find that hard to agree. I don't know. I find that very hard to disagree. I like Last of Us 2's combat more than Spider-Man 2's. Well, yes, Spider-Man 2 does have a better combat. Which I'm not gonna lie, it does have better combat because you can literally juggle people in the air. Revenant, yeah. I mean, it just depends on how you look at it, based on like a combat perspective.
Okay.
Because with the combat in here, like you have less ammo, like you have like to save your resources. Well, it depends on what difficulty you're playing Spider-Man. Well, scratch that. It depends on what difficulty you're playing Spider-Man 2 on, because I played on the hardest difficulty without abilities. I played on ultimate without having any abilities. And I had to play like very strategic in every single fight, especially the Kraven fight. Because for the Kraven fight, the amount of stuff that you had to say for the Kraven fight was low-key kind of busted.
It's over.
I was not ready. Last one and Spider-Man are two completely different games. Yeah, there's no comparison. The closest thing that you could probably compare Spider-Man 2's gameplay to, at least in like terms of gameplay, yes, you can compare it to Spider-Man 1, right? You compare that to that. If you can, the best games to compare Spider-Man 2's combat and gameplay to would probably be God of War. Because God of War has a parry and a dodge system.
All right.
Plus, God of War has a rage mode. At least that's the way that I look at it. Well, I do like Spider-Man 2's combat. I felt like it was I do like Spider-Man 2's combat, yeah. I just felt like there should have been more. I feel like half of the gadgets should have been bought back.
We might have them. Yeah. Think we've got them. Oh. Right here!
What? I swung first! Miles should have a rage mode? I don't think Miles should have a rage mode. Actually, wait a minute. Yes, he can have a rage. Wait, hold on a minute. If you bring in his lightning, make him... Ooh, that would actually... I actually like that. I like that. I like that.
Rad.
Like, you would have him jump at people. Actually, no. That one move that he did from the trailer, released from his game's trailer, or at least for the game's trailer, he could have had a rage mode, actually. He could have had a rage mode, now that I'm actually really thinking about it. He could. Because, like, I wouldn't mind if he could turn... If he could somehow... If he could channel his venom powers through his hands and make it so that he can have a rage where he's just electrocuting people while punching them at the same time. Where did... Okay, where did the stalker come from? Alright, I'm gonna need everybody to chill out. Alright, I'm gonna play one more round of Last of Us. I wanna play one more round. Like, nowadays they're making Peter more tech-based and he doesn't really rely on his powers. I mean, there are some instances to where he relies on his powers, but the more times that he relies on his powers, well, Peter can't really do anything without the tech because he needs the tech to be able to actually like access more due to the fact that well, I can't really say that Andrew Spider-Man was tech based because he built his stuff. let me see. Ultimate wasn't really tech based because he was technically working with Shield and he still relied on his powers. I would say Peter has to rely on some tech whenever he's in an emergency or it's just a backup contingency. Like if he's like in real like danger, then yeah, he's gonna rely on his tech. Yeah, Andrew's Spider-Man isn't tech based. He made all his stuff. Andrew's isn't tech based.
You know you're out there.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah, Tom Holland was tech based. Which, I mean, there's no problem with Tom Spider-Man being tech-based because he liked Iron Man. So it made logical sense as to why he was tech-based. The only thing with Tom Spider-Man is that he didn't... And just too obsessed with... That's the reason why he gave him all the tech. He was way too obsessed with Iron Man. And after that, when Iron Man, well, scratch, I can't really say anything because he got the homemade suit. So he actually did have some moments where he wasn't tech-based.
You won't escape. Guide me.
Which I like. But then again, though, like, nobody can really say that because, like, he liked Iron Man. Iron Man basically gave him half of the tech that he used, so I can't really blame him for that, so to say. I wouldn't mind if at least that's what I think. Because in No Way Home, we saw him without his tech. We saw him like throwing hands out of his tech.
Andrew!
But I do agree. Tom was too tech-based. Toby wasn't tech-based. I think the tech-based Spider-Man didn't come until Insomniac. Why is it that I always get caught right there? Like, there's no cover right there. Zendaya's mid. Wait, Zendaya's mid? Ouch. Wait, Zendaya's mid? I love Zendaya. I love Zendaya. Skinny? I don't think Zendaya's too skinny though. Now as for Riz, I would say very best to chill and vibe. Or at least try to. That's what I always do. Ooh, wait, hold up, chat. Let me actually hold on a minute. Let me hop on Twitter because I want to show you a combo that I did a couple days ago. And yes, I'm not gonna lie, I really don't know what to play. Margaret Robbie. Margaret Robbie was better when she was Harley Quinn. I do like Margaret though. There was this combo that I did that was insane. If I can find it. No, I'm not gonna fight Kraven on ultimate difficulty again. It was annoying. Margaret's great. I do like. Let me show you what I did with this combo though. I'm over here to try out this Mysterium because I want to do an infinite one. Infinites are great.
That looks like one of Beck's Mysteriums. I thought they were gonna shut these down. Need some help?
The Mysterium is infected with a virus or something.
This isn't the one that I think it is it?
If you execute the breakpoint condition, the system should reset. Just try not to get hurt in the process.
How would I get hurt if it's just an illusion?
That, my friend, is what we're trying to find out.
I don't know. I don't know what's Betsy. I still not touching Betsy. Oh, and by the way, for this, you want to know, this is another prime example, and I'm gonna keep trolling for this just to let you know. Mysterio is also a Miles villain too. So yeah, debunking. So yeah, anybody saying that why is Miles fighting Mysterio? That's kind of pointless here too. Anyways. Yeah, I saw that. Oh yeah, this is the freaking one with the okay. This is one with the train, isn't it?
Be sure to look both ways before crossing, Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, what do you see in there? Bunch of bad guys, including Mysterio.
I know this will sound long, but Cole and I believe that this rogue Mysterio was created by whoever corrupted our Mysterio. They are trying to frame me by using weaponized illusions to torture people. We believe that if you defeat these anomalies, we will be able to save the hospital. And moreover, the more efficient you are in distracting these anomalies, the closer closer we will be figuring out what went wrong.
Oh, I'm debugging code by fighting these weird green skull dudes? Okay.
Why did the spider cross the road?
Why did the spider cross the road?
I think I did it.
Where they're not just his villains. Exactly, they're not just his villains. People just say that because they're thinking like Peter is the main person for it.
You're safe.
But what's wild is that no one gets on this win, which is kind of crazy.
Don't let that stop you from jumping in again. Oh, we found one of our dev diaries. This is a project Betsy was passionate about. Unfortunately, more people are trapped in Mysteriums throughout the city. Oh, we must find out who's behind this and bring them to justice.
This whole Mysterium thing feels shady. But if there are people trapped, you gotta help them. And try to figure out what's really going on. Get away from them! Big symbiote brought some friends. Okay.
That's the crazy thing about it, is that if Peter's the originator, then what's up with all these other spider people fighting him then? Why don't you get onto them for that?
Where'd those symbiotes come from?
See, look, I can understand why everybody is saying that they were all Peter villains because they grew up with Peter and stuff like that. But let's be honest here. If people are saying that Peter's gonna die next game, which is still 50-50, but I'm hoping that it doesn't come true, then you're pretty much contradicting for the fact that if Peter is going to die in Marvel Spider-Man 3, then technically speaking, if Miles can't be Spider-Man, does it technically also mean that Gwen can't be Spider-Woman because Peter also died in her universe? Anyways. So would you say that Ultimate Goblin is technically a Miles villain? Technically, I would say that technically, yes. Technically. Because when Peter died, all Goblin knew was that there was another Spider-Man. He was like, wait, you killed Spider-Man, right? So like, hold on, man. Let me go ahead and check out this new one. So technically, yes. That doesn't make any sense. That really wouldn't make any sense because Goblin is technically a fair villain.
Are those hunters getting an ambush ready? If you're gonna set up a secret cloaked outpost, make sure the cloak works, alright?
Which would also factor into default that Hobgoblin is pretty much by default a Miles villain, because I think that Peter has only fought Hobgoblin once. So by this time, technically speaking, Hobgoblin's only fought Peter only like once, right?
I've been there.
Miles has fought him multiple times, so technically Hobgoblin is considered a Miles is technically considered that too. So therefore, literally, any freaking villain can be revamped for the next, I don't know how long. Heck, if people are gonna say that Miles is his own rogue gallery, I really want to know why they're saying that. If I'm being honest, I want to know why people are saying that.
They're in trouble. Better help. Yeah, let them go. Come to the Spider-Man. Got them all. Phew.
Is that Shockwave from Miles? I would love that. It'll be a status affecting. Ah, I was so close to that swing. I was so close to that swing. Now a Shockwave would work. I wouldn't mind a Shockwave. But I'm being honest, people just literally just don't know how to think logically, and yeah. At least in my opinion, I think it's weird, like, people don't know how to think logically about things. Which is kind of crazy, like, because, like, I think I'm the only person that actually knows how to logically think. Favorite version of Spider-Man, Superior Spider-Man. I absolutely love Superior Spider-Man. Which, well, technically speaking, yeah, he's my favorite, but it's actually Doc Ock. A lot of people say that it's probably one of the most disliked storylines ever, but, like, when you really look at what Superior Spider-Man has done, well, technically speaking, Doc Ock has done, I like his story. I like this story a little bit more because for one, we get to see how strong Peter is. Well, we already knew how strong he was, but Ock flat out knocked off Scorpion's jaw. And on top of that, one more thing about that, and this is gonna sound crazy, he doesn't hold back. Like, Ock realized how strong Peter was, and Ock was like, "You mean to tell me that Peter could have?" And Ock was like, "Peter could have killed him at any given moment." But there's reasons why I like him. One, he flat out took control of the raft, which I honestly really want to see. And then he had a whole entire army of spider drone. He planted spider drones across the city to let him know if it was like a crime, or if it was like just a normal crime where people robbing and stuff, or if it was like an actual villain. Like, he was that organized in making Peter's life better. Oh, and on top of that, he gave Peter Parker Industries.
Is to shoot you. Okay, change of plan. You confront the person who stole your body and ask for it back. He says no, but you know what? I'm taking my body back anyway. Everything's going well, you're about to get your body back, but at the last minute, things go south. You see, your enemy came prepared, your plan is now in ruins, and you get beaten to death. These are the events of Amazing Spider-Man issue 700, as Peter Parker lies bleeding out in the body of Dr.
And keep in mind, Ock swap minds with Peter, so Ock is in Peter's body, Peter's in Ock's body.
Octopus. He takes one last look at his loved ones before finally being laid to rest. And then he wakes up, back in his own body, alone in a dark room wearing a completely new suit. He walks outside to see that he's now CEO of an entire company named after him. His employees hate him, his loved ones are acting really weird around him. He's got a new girlfriend though, but last time he checked, he was in the middle of something with Mary Jane, so what the hell happened? This is the premise of the first Superior Spider-Man series. What would happen if Dr. Octopus took over Spider-Man's body, and how would he change Peter's life for better or worse?
And I'm not gonna lie, he did just that. Peter almost killed Goblin in No Way Home. I saw that. I was like, if he does that, that's going to be honestly, if Peter went through and, well, technically Tom's Peter, if Tom's Peter went through and killed Goblin, that would have pretty much meant that there would have been a lot more people coming through the portal. Alright, so we got the I absolutely love Sydney, so I'm not even gonna go into details on this. Alright, hold on a minute. Let me actually hold up. We're actually gonna watch like something for Superior. Because the amount of things that Ock did for Peter were actually genius. And yes, while he's the most hated, I really like Superior, so. Yeah, that is true. And on top of that, Ock was actually being a more brutal Spider-Man than Peter, which is kind of crazy, though, to really think about it. But I'm going to go ahead and get off for today. It's been nice chilling, hanging out with y'all for these 2 hours. I don't know what we're going to play. I don't know what I'm going to play tomorrow. I'm tempted to stream Days Gone. Like, I'm tempted to stream Days Gone tomorrow. I'm tempted to stream Days Gone tomorrow, though. I'm not going to lie. But chat, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna get up out of here. Hit that like button if you guys are new, and yes, I will be playing Rise Friday. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Anyways.